There's no reason for me to be seizing like this so bad every morning to a point where everything's coming out of my mouth, my ass, and I'm seizing horribly. Been going on for 25 years, and the stomach problem's been going on since childhood, too. My mother and father were just elderly and wanted to take advantage of me. They took advantage of my disability to try to get Social Security and make their lives easier. So, of course, the doctors have never, during my childhood, been able to help me with my seizures or my coordination. They would just traffic me, and now I gotta suffer. And Rochester's like, hey, maybe we can put our cost onto this guy. And then my roommate is 84, senile, and Rochester's allowing him to go around hurting people. I've reported to Rochester that this man is dangerous in his condition. And Rochester's like, no, let's just let him hurt people. And put the cost in. We'll make up stories every time something bad goes happening. We'll blame it on his roommate. That's what we'll do. And then we'll let the elderly man just go wild. I mean, even Dave's doctor is like, what is going on up there? What is that town doing to this elderly man and this disabled man? So, that is why David is in the kitchen, literally as his friend might be dying. This morning he found me unconscious on the floor. I had a seizure to the point where I went unconscious on the bathroom floor. I should call it a neurological disorder where I went unconscious because I don't know if it was a seizure. I was shaking so bad and vomiting, so I don't know what happened really. But I'm stuck in here. As you can see, bunch of seizure pills, a blanket, a heater to help with the seizures, a bottle of water. I'm half naked taking a shit, stuck on the toilet. I have some CBDV, or actually sorry, it's just regular CBD. My roommate threw a cigarette in here like a fucking douchebag, like I fucking need it. Obviously I don't, as you can see. What I do need is the vomit pill that is open and these 3 bottles. I do not need that fucking shit. Maybe the CBD, if I could stop vomiting for 5 fucking seconds. This is like why I like the CBD capsules and the CBDV capsules. If you're vomiting in the morning, it helps your stomach. 2 hours like this morning, and every fucking morning like this. And what do they do here in Rochester? They have landlords beating on the tenants and trying to put the pipe issues, the window issues, and the infestation issues on the tenants for years, as Rochester decides that this is perfectly appropriate for a landlord to be beating on his tenants and putting the cost of his pipes on his tenants. Oh, and when the pipes burst this winter, we're supposed to get by all new pipes for our landlord. All because he filled out a form with Rochester, yes. His pipes have been bursting for 6 years now, and he's had to pay to put little sections in, but he doesn't want to pay for the pipes, so he just keeps on putting ceiling tiles in, and the pipes keep on bursting every winter and leaking and leaking and leaking. So what has the landlord decided to do about his problems? He's decided to pour them onto the tenant. He filed with Rochester to put the cost of his pipes on the tenant, claiming that the tenants are somehow ruining his pipes and rusting them out, even though it's very clear it's from all the times he's been flushing it out to pass his water test with ice. He's been flushing rusty, really old, rusty, falling apart pipes with ice to break it up. You're breaking up the rust inside your pipe and then it's leaking. Fucking anybody knows what you're doing. I mean, if you look at the pipes, they're covered in rust, leaking because the rust is so rusty. And then you're flushing ice through the inside of the rust, breaking up the rust. What's gonna happen? It's gonna fucking leak. What's gonna happen during winter? The fucking pipes are gonna freeze and burst and leak. So what does the tenant do? What does the landlord do to his tenants? The landlord this year filed with Rochester to put all his cost on the tenants. Then I tried to do the right thing and get a beating, and Rochester thinks that's appropriate too. They think it's fine for the while you go to pay your rent for a landlord then to throw you on the ground, kick you in your injured parts, and almost kill you. Just because you're disabled, you're allowed to be almost murdered. That is what Rochester thinks. They're also allowing an 84-year-old who needed services in his 80s, who gets senile, can't form a sentence, can't clean up his own colostomy bag, spreading feces through the town, spreading feces all through other towns. Rochester wants his danger on his roommate and other people. Instead of having anybody give services to the 84-year-old, anybody helping the disabled man with all this abuse, or anybody holding the landlord accountable for fixing his own property. No, instead they're going to put the cost on the tenants. They're going to let disabled people get stabbed, murdered, put in a septic tank, buried. I might even go missing. And Rochester wants this. Rochester might even help the fucking tenant go missing. I'm not kidding. Rochester is definitely complicit in hurting disabled people at 314 Rochester Hill Road. Disabled people told Rochester that they were in danger due to a landlord doing illegal activity, and there was elderly disabled people needing help. And what did they do? They put their problems on a disabled man to fix. Yes, they decided a 31-year-old disabled man would fix all of Rochester's problems. They have done nothing but complain and make up stories. They provided no services, no pictures. They haven't provided anything real or concrete. Meanwhile, me and the rest of the tenants are cutting pictures, videos. I have a picture of an 84-year-old getting assaulted in 2019 by maintenance. I got a video in 2024 of a disabled man trying to pay his rent and then getting thrown to the ground as his kidneys are failing, as his GI is failing, and then the landlord purposely beating him in the kidneys and GI, refusing to take the rent money, then filing an eviction 3 days later by lying to the courts and claiming that he was refused the money, that he wanted the money and he was refused, and so he just lies. The courts allow this no matter how many photographs or videos we have. We could have very clear video of the landlord coming into our home, stabbing us, kicking us, right on camera, bending down to murder us. I could have a dead body on the ground. I could end up in the hospital for months. And whatever my injuries are right now, with the GI that's fucking me up right now, they're definitely made worse by this landlord's mold, his water coming in, all these fucking hazards. I mean, I can't even get clean water out of my fucking pipes thanks to this asshole. I need my water. I need a shower without it being slimy and gross.